going on? Welcome into BP Insight. So what you'll learn is looks aren't everything in dating, but they are critical. And I'll say that because you got to understand something about looks. That, to me, for a girl to give you a chance, girls can talk about, I want a guy with a good personality and blah, blah, blah. If you don't really look up, if you're not even a certain level of attraction in her eyes, she will not give you the time of day. That's just kind of how the game goes. You got to be at least, not all, ideally, for a girl to be super attracted to you, a lot of times you have to be kind of her specific type. But even if you're not her specific type, say you're just kind of like objectively a good guy, you're going to have a really good opportunity to get dates. So looks are critical. Honestly, they are a huge factor in the dating game, to be honest. Obviously money and status play a huge factor, but that is kind of the great debate, which is the best of the three. Looks and status definitely are the top two. Money, in my opinion, and I'm sure guys can debate this, money is kind of more for money kind of helps you retain a girl, if that makes sense. So say even you're like say you're like just above average guy, if you get in a relationship and you're on your grind making money, and she sees that you're on your grind and you're making money, that's going to help her most likely want to stay with you. But that's not going to be, if she didn't really find you, say you're her type too, if she didn't really find you attractive in the first place, she probably would not give you the time of day anyways. So, yeah. And, I just wanted to share a quick story. So I was at, at the gym, this is last week, doing an ab workout on the floor. And this girl just comes up. This girl I can see her looking at me in the mirror, and I catch her looking at me. I see her, she comes up next to me and starts doing an ab workout right next, pulls the mat up kind of close to me. And I don't really think anything of it. She goes and does a different machine. I finish my workout. It's either the next day or a couple days later, I'm squatting, and she just comes out of nowhere, and it's like right by me. She starts doing some workout, starts doing some like dumbbell squats by me. I'm just thinking, I'm like, man, this girl's into me, or she just really wants my attention and validation. And so that's what I was kind of pondering in my head. So we fast forward a couple of days later. This is like Thursday now. And I see her again there. And that's when I was like, fuck it. I'll just go shoot my shot. I get pretty nervous at times when I go shoot my shot, just because, it's still always something you get nervous about. It's not, obviously it's not a big deal, but it's not, I think you get nervous just because it's not something that, men do a lot, unless you've been doing it for years and years, which I've not really been doing it. At least in-person approaches for years, so I still get a little bit nervous. But yeah, I just asked her, I kind of played it a little safe. Probably not too safe, but yeah, I asked her to spot me, and she spotted me. And I put like a fucking lower weight on there, so I did it like 15 times, and she was joking that I didn't even need a spotter. Then I said she was cute, asked for her number, and she asked how old I was. 26. She said she was 19. She said she's only 19, kind of meaning that's a little too old for her. So yeah, she was just not interested. Or turns out most likely she just wanted my attention and validation. Not really, she was not like super interested in me necessarily. But I'm thinking that there's like a lot of girls that are just kind of similar to her. Just they want to find, they're still single for, probably for, a multitude of reasons. But they're kind of just like that in the sense that they want to just find a guy where they can just like, find him somewhat attractive, and they just are kind of in dire need of his attention and validation. So I think that's what it kind of was in this case. But eventually, I caved in. She got me. She certainly did get me. I caved in and went and asked for her number. But to me, the reason I shot my shot is, this is actually a girl that, it's kind of funny when the girl's like showing interest in you at first, you don't really think she's like as attractive. It's kind of weird how that works. It's just like, that's why you shouldn't be needy as a guy, because if you're too needy, then you immediately come off as less attractive. Even if you are super attractive, like even if you look like Ryan Gosling, if you're approaching girls like with very thirsty, needy, it kind of can turn them off. So yeah, this is a girl who, the more I looked at her, I mean, she did have a nice body. The more I looked at her, I was like, wow, she is pretty attractive, and it was worth a shot. But yeah, just didn't work out there. I just wanted to share that story. But yeah, so yeah, at work today, and I work with a lot of women, so it's interesting. I really get to kind of see how females interact. I've noticed that fucking a lot of, you notice a lot of women who I kind of look at, if there's a woman that's kind of gives me an attitude, or she just seems a little weird, or there's just kind of something off there, I immediately look, like if she's older, like, I don't know, mid-20s, 30s later, I immediately look at her finger to see if she has like a wedding ring. And why I do this, because I'm just curious that, if there's something off with a woman, a lot of times she is single. And to me, that's interesting. It just shows that there's just something off there. If a woman is single, not married, that means it's on her, because there is not, there is unlimited amounts of options women have these days. Whether you're on dating apps, I mean, especially if you're an attractive girl, you can just go to a fucking shopping mall. You can just walk around a park. Guys will approach you, maybe not even always hitting on you, but always in a lot of times just in a friendly manner, where a friendly manner that can actually lead to them, trying to get your number or trying to hang out, or whatever. So yeah, that's what's interesting to me. But yeah, I think that, I've talked about this before on the TikTok channel. It's interesting how some women are like, even if they're married, they're like a little bit open to talking, to flirting, to really paying attention to you, but they're, part of them is closed off. It's interesting. But yeah, one of you guys commented, the married women, it's okay to find other guys attractive. That's true. But also, ideally, if you're in a relationship, that's why guys harp on, if you listen to Darius M, guys harp on finding a woman that's your best option, or that she views you as her best option, because most likely that woman's not going to be open to, because if you're not her best option, then that means that she could easily, maybe not easily, but she could find a guy that's that could be a better option than you. And that's the thing. If she's, if your girlfriend is flirting with other guys, it's most likely that, number one, she doesn't have respect for you, and she never did. Number two, she's losing respect for you, or I guess, yeah, one of those two options. She never had respect for you, or she's losing respect for you, and that that cheating and getting with another dude is probably inevitable. Even if she doesn't get with the dude when you're still dating, she'll break up with you, and then shortly after, she'll get with that dude. So, yeah. But yeah, in the gym is always interesting. Obviously, people go to the gym to work out. The gym, to me, the gym has kind of become like the bar and the nightclub. There's a lot of women just go there to get attention, validation. Not all, but definitely some. I talked about some of the approaches. I talked about one I had in the gym, and I've talked about another I had in the gym on TikTok. So yeah, it's the gym's always pretty interesting to me. A lot of women you see, what's funny though is a lot of women, pretty much all women in the gym, pretty much all women in general like attention. But it's interesting, they put on that front like they don't like the attention, like like they almost purposely don't try to make eye contact with any guy because they're kind of putting on that front, like, I somewhat like this. I kind of like this attention, but I don't want to show that I like this attention, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's, to me, it's crazy how quick women notice men. Like I'm at work, and like, if women find you attractive, they'll kind of fix their hair and stuff, try to, groom themselves to look good around you. Like I'll be looking out the window at work and see like a attractive girl walking in up to the store, and she's like already fixing her hair, like in a distance in the parking lot. I'm like, how in the hell did she notice that? It's crazy, women's social awareness. And here's the thing about, most dudes don't realize. Most dudes don't realize that they don't think that women can sense them watching them. Yes, they can. They can sense when you're watching. It's kind of crazy. They notice when you're staring. They notice when, even when you check them out. Like I'll never forget this girl that works at the gym, this new gym that I go to. She walked by me. This chick's nice body, probably 21, 22, college age girl. She walks by me, and I'm checking her out, and she like gives a slight turn, like she knew I was checking her out, which is crazy to me because I was so subtle about it. It blows my mind. The one thing I can think in that case maybe was, I think she finds me somewhat attractive, so I think she was kind of hoping, or at least maybe she saw me looking at her before, so maybe she had kind of expected that I was going to look. But it was kind of crazy to me how she knew that I was going to look at her. Like, I'm like, how in the fuck? It's kind of crazy. Women are crazy. They're crazy in a good way. Just like their social awareness is kind of insane. But that's how they've evolved to really have high level social skills, high level social awareness, and pick up on men checking them out. Because they're always, I've kind of said this before, women are kind of like scouts. Women are kind of like scouts. They are always evaluating men. Here's the thing, and I'll notice. Like, here's the thing. I notice women that notice me when they come into the store I work at. I'll notice that some that don't find me attractive, they won't look at you, but they do look at you. It's crazy how it's just quick out of the corner of their eye, and then just, not attractive, back to their day. It's crazy how quick it is. I don't think men realize that. That's why, obviously if a man gets called a creep, it's because she doesn't find him attractive, but it's also because they notice you staring them down. Like, some fucking homeless dudes will come in and they'll follow a girl to like 2 different aisles, and the girl will just freak out. Some ugly homeless guy that hasn't showered be like, that's a fucking creep. And why she's saying that's a fucking creep is because they don't find him attractive. So they just immediately say he's being very creepy. Because you got to think about it. If Ryan Gosling followed a girl in a couple aisles, that's not a creep. These motherfuckers though haven't showered, maybe got like an eye missing or some shit, some bag that's fucking torn up, smells like fucking dog shit. That is what's gonna creep a chick out. So keep an eye on. That's the thing, that's why, you talk about not hesitating when to approach. Why you shouldn't that goes to my point of that women notice you quickly. If you're just staring a girl down, she's going to think, even if she finds you somewhat attractive, and this happens to me too. I think a girl will find me attractive, but she noticed that I keep looking. So they almost kind of like, what the fuck is this? Is this guy a weirdo? Is he like actually a creep? Is he gonna, stalk me, show up at my doorstep at fucking 5 a.m. with a machete? That's what this is stuff they think about quickly. Like I said, they're like scouts. They're always evaluating men. That's what I got the benefit of working this job, because you can really get a good sense of, women that are interesting. But it's also, to me, it's kind of a bad thing to me when you have the ability to notice if girls are attracted to you, because how it can be kind of a bad thing is if you see an attractive girl, you look at her, and if she gives you the, no eye contact, not looking your way, closed off body language, then it kind of stings a little bit. Obviously, it shouldn't hurt too badly, because that girl wouldn't have been a good fit for you probably in the long run. But it just stings in the sense where, man, it's kind of tough. It is just kind of tough. So, having the ability to recognize if a girl's attracted to you quickly is a good thing. But it also can be, it also can kind of sting a little bit. But you kind of just have to be tougher than that. But I remember a couple days ago, this was Friday, this girl, she comes into the store kind of frequently. She was checking me out, fixing her hair. And she went to the register, my coworker, like a register away. And she mentioned to my coworker she had a boyfriend. And I'm thinking, wow. To me, you might not think that's a big deal. She has the right to look at other men. But to me, I would be real worried if I was that guy. Because to me, that shows that she most likely, couple things. She most likely doesn't have a lot of respect for her boyfriend. And number two, she most likely, he's not her best option. Most likely. So that's the thing. People talk about, I think Darius M hit on that, and that's something I didn't really realize for a long time, that the best cooperation you're going to get with a woman is when you're her best option. How do you become a woman's best option? Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Why looks are so important. If you're a good-looking guy, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and pump myself up to my own horn, but if I'm 6'3", if you're over 6 foot and you get in the gym, you become a good-looking guy, you're immediately already you're already probably in the top, 30% of men in the world, in the US. So that's the thing. But say you're even 5'9", 5'10". If you get in the best physical shape, we're talking about chiseled fucking abs you can see, define. If you can get in that good of shape, you're immediately in the top, probably 40%, 35%, maybe actually probably 30%. So that's the thing. It's really not hard to get in like the top 20%. What's next level though is if you become like a Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, LeBron, the Nelk boys. If you become those type of guys, if you become that level of top 1%, that's where it becomes that's where it's an ultimate game changer for you getting women. Because now you're in a legitimately high category. And one of you guys were on TikTok, one of you guys were joking, because I said Tiger Woods was top 1% of looks, money, status, and they said Tiger Woods isn't in top 1% of looks. And I was like, yeah, that's probably true. But Tiger Woods certainly, money and status, he's certainly in that top 1%. Ultimate example of looks, money, status probably right now is Tom Brady. Rob Gronkowski's probably up there. Ryan Gosling, Zac Efron, these guys, it's just, they are, it's once you get in that category, you are kind of unstoppable. To me, and what's cool about once you get in that category, Justin Bieber, once you get in that category, it becomes, you are, like, if a girl rejects you, it's just, that's almost just like a huge L for her. You know what I mean? Because, like, to me, like, I guess a girl could reject Justin Bieber, Tom Brady, Ryan Gosling if they're not their type. But, like, fucking, if you did, her friends would be looking at her like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, that's the thing. How do you can't replace, think about how hard it is to replace a Tom Brady, a Justin Bieber, a Dan Bilzerian, a Ryan Gosling. You know, you can't replace a guy like that. That's why getting girls that hook up with those guys, you know, it's when they go back to just dating, an average, above average dude, you know, that dude probably is insecure, number one, because they've been with that guy. And number two, she's just like, you know, this sucks. I went from eating steak to now I'm just eating fucking burgers and hot dogs. So women, they don't want to go back. They don't want to go from eating steak to eating burgers and hot dogs again. You know, they want the steak. But to me, in this case, you know, to stick with that analogy, they're going to have to share that steak. But yeah, let's see what else do we want to get into. Yeah, so hitting the gym today. So yeah, I go to the gym every day, and yeah, I know you guys. There's always the debate, you know, should you take days off? To be honest, fuck no, because you know what? On the day off, you know, here's the thing. In any given day, there's always enough time you can set aside to go to the gym. So even if you're working a 10, 11-hour shift, you can work out in the morning, you can work out at night, you can work out at night. You know, to get a good workout in, it really only takes about, 40, 45 minutes minimum. You know, there is days I'm hitting it like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just do a couple workouts. But, you know, it really isn't hard to find time to work out. So, but yeah, I guess I'll wrap with that. Thanks for tuning in to BP Insights. Stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show.